Omaso ye no ewo Madina Delta Kwan esom ni ipiasafo no na edi ehwene mu. Rana Child Health Awareness Canada no ache na yale adoko ne pedua no da wani a unhu ye ogefo bia. Ogefo no royal tutu chacha so na ko Omaso ye La Paz omni post office no na edi ehwene mu. Wani ndumekwa hodre so yasema kasebo ne de elsom no. Nana ama asamo enda ne ho ye banse no ebenya da ache ne acheche mu edi amamu. Yamamo akwa bafe ensem no munchechire mu enie mashebedwefie ho no mo won wo ya bedwekwa hodo a wo hwehwe ye oman Ghana ho entam eso na won committee ya won ehwe mines and energy wo de ato edwa senti asanyamra kane anoma na ema ne ho no so ewo man Ghana mu hanu se no de sudua ne kwakombo terminal generation a nya de fe ye oman otem se ne boy de yipa enu nti na nam so manyamra ho de no toa wo tumu ewo eye oman Ghana mu hanu se won samtwafo inhyemudie mu enom de sansem no eto edwa na oma eye mfatum bi sent no eye World Bank country director Urala Poti de beto edwa essence na se Ghana energy sector no asa brenya bi nyina no kwa na ekosoro ye tototo nyama mu de ma ye energy sector no na se nyama hode no toa na etum wo man Ghana mu hanu se na no mo no enom de anogie de aba o chemu sent na no tema generation ayinya ewo ye oman Ghana mu no na kakofa sa asem nyina de aba na committee no tetiani a wote anon ehye odonyamfo Samo Atachia ono enoja na simpie so no manfo animu de beto ye edwa sent no sa wo hwe eye electricity tariff ahodro eno no ECOWAS bibiman mu yanka bomu ko ni nya edifi ama ahodro no esonso a eno so akwaye to eye edwa sent na ne bo no kwa na ekoso nti na wo se wo hwe na eye oman Ghana so ye de no yetumi etumu ede mo oman Ghana omanfato mbi se ye 2017 2019 mu no nyamra ho de ne kosoro ye pa ewe bibire mu atoye hanum esie no nti no na akwakofa sa asem nyina atba na eye ononyamfo Atacha de na no disem ede to edwa no say eno chenese
project a few things that you can always verify from the Ministry of Energy as well. You know, there was this whole issue about comparative analysis of electricity tariffs in ECOWAS member states to give an impression that tariffs are so high and the rest of it. On the issue relating to tariffs in ECOWAS member states, we wish to state that the study under reference was conducted in 2017 and published in 2019, and most of the countries in the study are hydro-dependent. That means they use like the Akosomo type of power generation. Over the past 5 years, thermal energy has taken over hydro generation in Ghana because the Akosomo power generation was not enough to meet the growing energy needs of this country. Thermal generation, therefore, is expensive due to cost of fuel and exchange rate dynamics, among others. This, coupled with idle capacity, has made Ghana's tariff one of the highest in the region. So therefore, whenever people want to churn out facts or take positions and they are doing comparative analysis, these are some of the reasons. If somebody is using hydro to generate power, it will not compare with somebody using what? Thermal to generate power. So when you compare the two, you confuse the general public, as if the energy sector is not being kind to Ghanaians. It's not so.
Yanto akasiano eswo entwa information ministry pata yeso afo mame Howard Mavis Compson eba honomom and some our de buy any saint no ayem pata ye no don wadrum so wasan etumu se de beyam wotum na so obi ewie benya patan dodo na no wo man Ghana mu hanu sei ochemu senti afi a etwem wonom GDP wo ye mpataye no krampo no man Ghana yenya eye ohano enchichemu ba ko echepo emienu na se ye afi na etwem eno no na eye afi no we na etwem no nso no eye mpataye ahodro otumi de call yama ahodro so no mo man Ghana yenya sika no $850 million na se ye mpataye sika na yenya ye edi free eye ne kwa de call yama ahodro eso no no susu duane sense na nka Ghana hanu se bompa se betumi eyi mpata no dodo na se de be ya beboa ama ye sectors ahodro no etumi nya mfaso e we ye oman Ghana mu hanu se da ne kasa mu no say na oche
of the press. The fishery sector supports the livelihoods of over 3 million people along the value chain in the country, and the sector contributed about 1.2% to GDP in 2022. The per capita consumption of fish in Ghana is 26 kilograms as compared to the average of 15 kilograms for West African sub-region. In 2022, the country earned over $250 million from exports of fish and fishery products. It is therefore important that we manage our fisheries resources sustainably to promote the well-being of these communities. As we are all aware, the fishery sector is being threatened by depletion or decline of fish stocks, as shown by low catches confirmed by fishers in recent surveys. This decline in catches is as a result of many factors, including climate change, marine pollution by plastics, illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing, excessive fishing pressure, and overfishing. Friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen, scientific working groups such as FAO, Scientific Working Group, and the Scientific and Technical Working Group of the Sustainable Fisheries Management Project, led by late Professor Youngson, have recommended implementation of drastic measures, including closed season, to ensure recovery and rebuilding of depleted fish stocks to avoid collapse of the fishery industry. Consequently, the Ministry and the Fisheries Commission has since 2016 been implementing closed fishing season as a fish stock recovery strategy with the objective of reducing overfishing and high fishing pressure, recovering over-exploited fish stocks, rebuilding depleted fish stocks, replenishing dwindling fish stocks, to ensure continuous recovery and rebuilding of depleted fish stocks. Closed fishing season were implemented from 2016 to 2022, except 2020.
As one of my penda that John Drummond Mahama, maybe a trim the customer the two just sentinel, so by your man penny being or my kind of one so beshe na a year empathy, ye need pone a 2 mono, or beshe na what Jack Christ and says sentinel, and yadia a bois a farafonum. Na no mono and ampase ye so for Mammy Hawa, Comson, editor a dry sentinel, Sasama, or man penda da John Drummond Mahama de to a jano. And can was or can say sans and abreast or crampono or mine Ghana where ye baby a cra a day empathy ye echo a yama who draws so no my yellow card and not just say a dear queer first one ye empathy ye no na and so and ye cry into an abreast when to me and papa be and farm mampathy ya so na on share no one can say or bar about chimu a woman.
I didn't want to respond to the former president. You see, you quite remember the former president ever said that Ghanaians easily forget Do you remember that? Ghana for Yencheni Refiadie. So the platform he was and made mention of that he will cancel the closed season for the artisanal. When I heard it, I laughed over it because onimni awoka ebia wonimuso washeda for political gains. But that is not the right thing. You see, it was under his watch, under former President John Dramani Mahama's watch, that we were given the yellow card. Okay? And we were stopped not to export fish products outside this country. But because we have shown commitment, we have not been stopped not to export. We are still exporting. And he was the president of the country. Was he able to even stop the trawlers from doing the cycle? He had ministers there. Was he not the minister and the president of the country when they were doing cycle there? So if you allow the trawlers to go and fish what the artisanal people are supposed to fish, and then you say you not allow the artisanal people to do closed season, whether they do closed season or not, they have no fish. You have no money. If you have no money to go and do transshipment.
Yanto akasia no eso na ononyafo kwekukumi NDC amanyoko ni mu oyo no so wanse ye pa osika afemom ono so na ma shebetweni o jawde ma de hye ewo ayesu anom na ode ato edwa essence no by election na nche ebekoso ewo asin north no MPP4 pa omomfa soro omomfa fom omonkwepoye omonkwa atoye omombra finfin kurampo no eno no empusu won kra na yo ononyafo jakekwesin ena obedi enkunimu sanse o maye bibia ne amafo so atwetwe enkomo amomo hu se nkunimdie ne de jakekwesin na ena ebeko edi amaniti MPP4 pa omonum nsuo kra se de nkrampo na nkunimdie no enyo moje de biarada
your vice president need the ebobo man who say no deal ahwede befi ono de one side about to say really near buy all we so I beg you so and you say omo ye omo for kwan bia so say omo dan you bia kwan say any sense safa asin for omo di any sense omo they say obi abre and you know obi ba wa say oboto ofuta no more scatter kojo abama na uto abama na say ebia wakasa no woni nipa wo ye ebia wo ma me a manutu na waje saska papa na waje saska ebia wo say ma na dat we just say o ma na dat bet na me say nia ebesi no we ye na ebesi
Ronyafo kweku kumi eguso edito edwa essence no sa wo hwe yononyafo jakekwesin no de tu no no wo manga ne mu hanu say ya amafo enya do ama ne yepa ewo asin not honomon eno nti no enkunimdie ne de akodi ama no de daade sanse ekwan a wo draw fa so ne awon de no echemu senti omo gine tumi efini nsemu so e ma ne me shebedwe ne krampo no na amafo no tutu senti no e bia na mpuntudwuma na no mpe wa asin not honomon no no de oka esi people so say e kwesi na dwuma de na wa be de abo yo asin not no amafo be hwe no mato aba ne sanse omo do ne yepa no nsusu no nko na betumi abo ama asin not afa na ntemapa efra ewo mpotudwuma
so the violation of a general when they enter and the among for more crews some of them but say nyombe yo kono sani mo yo o se so somebody only keep food normally we are and the main when you start to get to from so any o mo ma do gasa so mutu bi ma sa dia ni o mo facility o mo dia ye pa dia me dia and your own one or NPP enough from Ghana mine.
It's what you said, rather to question me to me.
Over many hands down. Me say, I sing for long. I sing for only in the Pebia. I'm due to some from one. I'm due to some from one for some medical time. Only make sure, say, sitting on us or
Yanto akase na so ne kopie mu ewo bote ya no Botano na nanamo ntrankonwa so e de nkrata da kwakoma ma hye fie no se nto mo mode na mo nhwe mo asemi no mo nkan fa ma won esanse na anu ya posifo e de nkrata pia bontena o chemo senti na etu akasa ma nipa enum bi femu ahwe won enkwana sa nipa enum no osusu senti o langas fo a wotete amanfo eji amanfo eniema kwa de amanfo fa so na ense na enfata kora eno nti no etu ne kan ye no na osomto nanamo ewo ense na nmo no ananamo ntrankonwa obota na ode babeto edwa senti no sa asama ya posifo de beto edwa no kura bia enimu sansa sankrofo na wode sa langas e de follow wo no onya de o langas de biara da ewo botia no ehonomo endra won semtwefo nhyiemu no na ni kodwo mensa oka na nanamo ntrankonwa ewo botia na no ano e de sa asem no eto edwa ochemu se susu dua hodro de susu sankrofo no enya dia no kura bia elewo mu e de biara da ntanka posifo na nka oso onya ayabuto yemu na nka ono wontwetwe enkomomo hu ni pesu a woye ansa no metu na mo bia na nka won etuntu omo sere pa sai pepepe ye ene wo pe ne no kredie ne wo pe dia ma sai nipa enum no no nti omo sere se ye ma hwedwefo no omo ngira mutumi ene won simpie eso na omo nya hwehwemu emfa ema na no kra na tentrene no na enkonfa ma sai nipa enum ya wafa posifo nsa no ama won ahwe won enkwa no enchepi ena posifo edebeto edwa esenti no won ho no man wonya eye ambefo efidie bi na se obi efre won eka che won senti ase nipa bi ede tumi ahye won sa no a wo sete amanfo obotia no ene ne nkwado enamoso ema posifo so omo ho ye omo hare ema won ekosa bro no eso ye bro no efre no akwasa hill eno obotia no honomo omo dru honom no na se nipa enum ya ye ka ho asem so hu aposifo na pem ena won sha se etutututu so de bo aposifo no ena aposifo no so omo ngira ho no ma munku ena omo so omo etutu bi ede bo ene se nam so a enipa enum yi efemu ehwe won enkwa no na odi ababeto edwa esenti se nipa enum no ohwehwe mu no mposa na wo langas fo a wotete amanfo e wo hono ni kodwo mensa de ato edwa se report na ba ne nse na emphasize say enipa hodro obotia na obia kasa amode ato edwa se nkrofo no omo nye langas fo ti omo srepa se ma hye fie no omo hwe na omo ka asem ni bi emfa ema won amane hye ye nhome so ye ba ye beka kohwe dia ekoso e we dwedie eni sikase Yamamo akwa ba fe yenhwe de ekoso ewedwedie ene sikasem emu inflation won ya babeto edwa esenti no wo megosome no wo afi mu no ehuri ekosoro mane kodu ohane chichemu eduana emienu echiripo emienu na sadbre no cramp na se ne ba bedru no na yohane chichemu eduana ebaako echiripo emienu ewo epo bosome no emu eno no ababeto edwa se inflation amane home so kakra ewo eyeb megosome no emu no oguso edeto edwa esenti no wo wieye no eno guso edeto edwa senti 48.7% eno no eprebo so no esama ne homre eso ekodu 51.8% a ewo ye me no wo afiwe ye mu asem anna wo kanu no koso edeto edwa senti no ebdru baby no crampo no esanso eteye edema ye oman ganafo ewo eprebo so minima mo kodu ho han chichemu aduasa enum echirepo enan ena esama ne homre so kakra de ko han chichemu aduasa enan echirepo ensiam ewo ye afimu ano sansem nyina no eye aban ne statistician Professor Samuel Kobna enim and other assessing na etu edwa ewo asante ema
housing, water, electricity and gas and transport almost contributed 3/4 to the overall inflation, with food and non-alcoholic beverages contributing more than 50% to the rate of inflation that was recorded in May 2023. Specifically, food and non-alcoholic beverages contributed 52.4% to the overall inflation recorded in the month of May 2023. This was distantly followed by housing, water, electricity and gas that contributed 13.1% and closely followed by transport contributing 9.2% to the overall inflation that was recorded in the month of May 2023. The division that contributed the lowest to inflation in May 2023 was insurance and financial services that contributed 0.1 to the overall inflation for May 2023. We turn to the food inflation, given its dominance in terms of its contribution to the overall inflation. It will be recalled that food inflation contributes, the weight of food inflation is 43.7% to the overall rate of inflation. So we look at the trends in the levels of rate of inflation and the share of food inflation to the overall inflation. Since January 2022, it peaked in January 2023 with a rate of inflation of 61.0%. This is more than 3 times the rate of food inflation which was recorded in January 2022. In January 2022, food inflation stood at 13.7%, and the peak was 61.0% for January 2023. Since January 2023 to April 2023, we saw a continuous slowdown in food inflation, decreasing through 59.1%, 50.0% to 48.7%, which was recorded for April 2023. The decline in food inflation was reversed in May 2023 with an upward increase up to 51.8% for food inflation for May 2023. In terms of the contribution, the share of food inflation to overall inflation, we have recorded the highest contribution in the last 17 months, that is from January 2022 to May 2023. In January 2022, the contribution of food inflation to overall inflation was 43.4%. It increased up to half in terms of its share to 50.5% in May, stayed around that until April 2023, which we again recorded 50.9%, but we see its contribution in May 2023 inching up by 2.0 percentage points from 50.9% in May 2023 to 52.9% in May 2023, leading to it being the highest contribution of food inflation in the last 17 months.
Amane share yan home so ye bebetu kwankwa ma hodro so akwohwe dia ekoso ewo hono. Yamamo akwa bafe yenkopie mu ewo Afghan ena Taliban ninga ne se eya Taliban for agitumi de free Afghan for ensemu chemu se nto mo na kro no ewo ndi asese awon ediso enam so ma yakayaka de ode boy ya Afghan for no wo hawadwe eye pants bebe na pese wodane etukotran for wona wo fa kwati kwan so edwane ede akọ yama hodro eso no ena wo ho akwakoka ewo eye bode ye share eda Iran ena Turkey entemu nipa bonefo bi akwakoche yesa wona wo tukwan akwakope bibi kakra no wedie no obo ho adwade fi Taliban fo no ensemo na eye mfoni ahodro aida abefa na sententan eso no ubehu na sa nipa bonefo ye bia edesa nkrofo yi akwakogina obotan bi eso ede paloko ede atototo wonsa wonan ene wonkomo ema wode ato edwa esent no won adehye eni ntiso bibia la ohwan na adehye no na so mpese ebeku ne dia endia wo mo fasika $4,000 won fambra asana won ama eye won adehye no won kwa no wode ache won na brante ba akwa ne ho kan wosa asemi mu no wo hwe eye mfidi ahodro foni ahodro etwegu a ohun sent na o srepa so mo fa won nkwa emfa enche no isanse okwa kope bibi kakra na wedi eno ene kofa sara husemi baye arbante ba kon so be onse na osrepa so mo fa won so ne nkwa enche no isanse wo yele ewo mma nko kwa kope bibi kakra na nko ode abre won nanso ni pabonifo e de ato edwa sent no kosise eye won aboafo ene won adofo ne wobusua ebehu won no aba no de sika na abre won ne de enya de a obeja won kora tesi ano obekọ eye Afghan eye kuru no emu no redona no na edwane de fi Taliban fo no nsem nanso no kwesi kwan a wo fa so e de akoye European countries no na ni pabonifo bi so akoda ye border eda Iran na Turkey ntem a was do amanfo or sese amanfo man de sebe ni e fa won pa akwakoye arehosem a ababeto the way BBC for enhwehwemu awode aba amane shano se ne be chana no pano se aka sebo de besum ye de nyina aba no ehwe ye home so ye ba Emmanuel Capito wa no sei yesi wa kensi mu de ho som eba besom ye Locals Limited Run Natural Health and Wellness Clinic na so yase makase boni de ebe som no nana ama asamo yenda ne ho ba capito e wo hanus
Yabeda nanama samwa kokoti asise ni oje penie eri kasiebo no edi ebre yo fedru so agudi mu nseme bata HB money hona sie mu odin Royal Natural Health and Wellness Clinic ye no masi ebidro ene edi ejuma infection tete abekala pass post of social tiefemfoni na yes ahomatrofo no eda honte no any doctor for no eni komona afi so no yare bia tete wo no koji wayaresa wadaroma ibaduo bote capito never chasiem the FIDA national under 23 male soccer team the Black Meteors of Ghana share meno kasi team na kwa bom ho dwa ewo Egypt share so ya hosiesie the ama under 23 African Cup of Nations ebekoso ewo Morocco share so na AFCON no nyame ya dom na dom edom ye na July bosome ni de tosu eduonu watwe June bosome ni de tosu eduonu watwe ekopem July bosome ni de tosu watwe ene ne tournament no ebekoso ewo Morocco share so enam som team no ekodu Egypt na nra ene ne training e di campaign for hwe bo aya omode share so Into the national under 23 male soccer team, the Black Meteors of Ghana, and a need training a dekai. Into no Omoni Egypt, Alexandra Sports Stadium, Anokufa Kensi, Ebe Basintino Kai, na Shannon, some Enfa, if you're my Fini, Enfanchimo, were Greater Accra Regional Football Association, Gaffa and Penny for us, Yamia Dom. Na dom edumye na na otwe ye ugo piemu second division Media League ebekoso na ugo piemu groups na ye group A and then group B na wa group A no Still Believe Football Club ewo ho Dambot Nwa and afinso no Banana Inn Football Club from Mamplobi group B Accra Athletics Yera Tony Loco NNA Odabo Boko na no Chief Executive Officer Gaka Boss Kujo Fiano Ntino Accra Athletics Auras and Afis Desidero Football Club Ntino Yachemu 2 groups but then games because that's a fixtures and say and some Etiogo Puma match day 1 Yamia Duma Memenda Anopano do 10 o'clock AM Still Believe any damn board at the Pim so now Finsono Accra Athletics Donko any Auras at the Tata so match day 2 Yamia Duma Ukwada Anopano do Dambot any Banana Inn FC at the Tata so now Finsono no miensa Auras any Desidero FC at the Tata so now Finsono match day 3 Yamia Duma Kwesiada ebe ni na otwe Banana Inn Anopano do any Still Believe at the boy ni na Finsono Desidero FC any Accra Athletics FC at the share so into the way Greater Accra Regional Football Association Gaffa Samuel Abuabre in Taudin Eric Kata no and oya Gaffa chairman or da Accra your football no ye din chimo nyam ya dum na dum ye na kwesiara ebe MTN Cup grand finale ebe koso na koso dia Dr. Kwame Chi Sports Complex Abrankese na ugo piemu a ya be past winners and 52,000 ebe pim 2023 but then 2000 MTN Cup out of folk energy 2001 Asante Kotoko hweboa nyoma ekoye 2001 Asante Kotoko ejiye na ugo piemu a 2010-2011 Nania FC ejiye 2011-2012 soccer season New Adubiase United ejiye 2012-2013 Mediama Sporting Club ejiye representing Ghana ewo Africa 2013-2014 Asante Kotoko ejiye 2015 Mediama Sporting Club ejiye Tosum Prenu 2016 Bechem United FA Cup ejiye Asante Kotoko ebeji 2017 Heart of Folk eji 2020-2021 soccer season Heart of Folk defended trophy in 2021-2022 soccer season but then 2022-2023 finals Kimfo Isa and our friends Dreams FC and the Bueni Wine and the crew washrete no oje bre and krabia and a betchere na sa pepe and who ensem etie yemfie ni emfanchie mu wo Mediama Sporting Club boboko na share the best part Premier League call the way over the weekend no Mediama energy but then reporter Fibo boko na share ban some head coach Augustine Evans Adote nyadia Mediama Sporting Club CAF Champions League Africa amu eba bekui obetumi atena bench e de ababoko no esan say ni license hunsem nyadia ekoyi ntino enemanimu ya no Mediama ebefa coach na finso no ora Vincent Augustine Adote ebe technical director eje ama boboko ntino no ene reporter eno nso efi Mediama Sporting Club boboko na so aba yedi nchemu ebe ntino nyadia Augustine Evans Adote etina bench de ama Mediama boboko no ewo Africa na sa pepe ene ho ensem etie yebekwa amano ni bare be sha ase de fi ebibrem Africa AFCON 2023 in Mwakensi qualifies no menoka say the Pharaohs of Egypt are qualifying ra omo echi Guinea ebo mo ka mienu a omo eti mo baako ene a couple of games